happy to be here tonight on Manu's night. I'm so happy for you. Well deserved. Well deserved. Before I start though, I wanted to set the record with Argentina, because as for the Argentina media, because you know we have a rough beginning with Manu. When I first started my career, whole Argentina was mad at me because they thought I didn't pass the ball to Manu, that I never passed the ball to Manu. And I never really understand that, because Pop made the plays, he called the plays. And it's not my fault if he called all the plays for Timmy, and Timmy took all the shots. I'm just the point guard, especially my first 2 years. But I think we did pretty good. We're the best duo in the NBA history, playoff wins. Other word that I can find that can describe you. You just was unique. Nobody is like you in the whole history of the game. You were so unique that even Pop didn't know what to do with you the first 2 years. It was priceless to see Pop's face when Manu did a pass. Because when Manu is two pass, you have the legend pass that everybody will talk about, one of the unbelievable pass, and the stands to the fans pass. And at the beginning of Manu's career, it was a lot of pass going to the stands, a lot of passes like that. And Pop will look at me like, Tony, what the play? I'm like, hey, nobody can control Manu. Manu's gonna be Manu. There's no controlling Manu. Pop, there's no controlling Manu. So, Pop figured it out. We'll let Manu be Manu. And he just had an unbelievable year after unbelievable year. But my favorite year, Manu, was 2005. 2005, you were flying with your hair and everything. You got no more hair now, but you had hair back in the day. That was my favorite. Second thing comes in mind, how competitive you are. I will not be the player I became without you being my teammate. You were such an inspiration to me every day that it was just contagious. And you helped me become a better player just playing with you and just the passion you had every night. Last thing I want to say is unselfish. Sean said a little bit, because Sean was talking too much, stole my stuff. But it's true though. Manu was so unselfish. If you think about it, how many superstars will come off the bench and don't say anything? There's not a lot of superstars. Maybe no superstars can accept that. And he was so humble that it was an inspiration to all of us. And to me, he's the definition of Spurs basketball, because he always put his ego last. So to finish, in my book, you're a legend, NBA champion, EuroLeague, gold medal. So thank you for your friendship. Thank you for inspiring me. And it was an honor to play with you. Love you, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome our next speaker, the greatest Spur of all time.
Thank you. So, how do I follow that? I had like a 30-minute speech. It's in my pocket here. It was ready, and they covered all of my points, everything. Sean mostly. He got like 20, 25 minutes of it. Well, I'll tell you this one story real quick, and I'll get off of here, and the real reason we're here is you. But I got that call from Pop. Every year I watch the draft. I sit at home, I tell everybody all day long, I'm not watching the draft, I'm not going to do this. I sit at home, I watch the draft, and we pick people that I've never heard of. Yeah, sitting there, Manu Ginobili. Who did we just pick? I was like, oh yeah, he's gonna be great. He's this. Okay, Pop. Whatever. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Whatever. He shows up 2 years later, and I actually don't remember him being hurt. I remember him showing up in the gym, and we're playing pickup in the summertime, and there's a man sitting over here somewhere that took it real personally, Bruce Bowen. And he commenced to wear him out. Every Bruce Bowen trick you've ever seen, he held, he grabbed, he pushed. Not that I think you ever did that, I'm just saying that day you might have. Manu didn't bat an eye. He didn't change his game, he didn't cry about it, he just went straight ahead, kept on playing. And that's when I knew we had somebody. And for the next year after year after year, I was impressed in every respect. You were so much fun to play with. You were the most fun to sit back on that bench and watch Pop walk over and sit down in his chair and complain to himself about what you were doing. But it was all genius. It was all genius. You saw things before anybody else did. You did things nobody else would. You were unbelievable, and it's an honor to be here, and congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the man who coached Manu his entire NBA career, head coach Gregg Popovich.
Thank you, welcome, and I'm gonna get through this. I know I am. I'm certain I'll get through it. Tony, if I start to stumble, slap me. Say, Pop, come on. Well, when Manu first came into all of our lives, I can still remember that first year and during the summer telling Timmy, we got this guy coming. And, you know, RC and his guys did such a great job finding this young kid who was fearless, a little bit of a whack job on the court, but tenacious, tough. And I would tell Timmy, I said, Timmy, this guy can play. He's good. You're going to really like him. And Timmy would go, yeah, Pop. Okay, fine. You know, I've heard that before. And then Manu came, but he had a bad ankle, and he couldn't really do much. And so he was like a half a player. And finally, we decided we're going to sit him down. We're not going to play him till January. And then he was healthy all the way. And I would guess that once we brought him back in January, it took Timmy about a week. And he said, oh my God, who is this kid? And he figured it out very quickly, very quickly. I had the honor to coach him, but before I go on, there's another guy here who coached him, and that's one of my assistant coaches from Italy, Ettore Messina. Are you over there, Ettore? I don't know if we have lights that can find him, but Manu played in Bologna for Ettore Messina and won his first Euro League championship. And that's important. And while we're at it, since we're talking about Etere, the members of the 2004 Argentinian Olympic team who won the gold medal, some of those, like 5 or 6 of those guys are here beside just Fab and Manu, and they should be recognized because that's one of the best basketball teams I've ever seen play in my entire life. A fantastic group of guys, and that's the truth. And I saw it personally because I was an assistant coach for the American team. And it hurt a lot, but I was never happier for anybody than for Manu that night. So then I had to coach him here. And believe it or not, my hair was dark, dark brown. But it didn't just get like this, it got this like, by the second year coaching him, it was dead white. Long time ago, it was white, without any doubt. I remember. I look at pictures once and I'll say, Mike, who is that guy? Who is that guy? And now I got to look at this every day. But as I went, I became a better coach because I learned to zip it now and then, because you'd watch him play and all of a sudden he would make a steal to win a game, or get an offensive rebound, or shoot a 3 that was totally contested, the worst shot in the world, and it would go in because he's a winner. So I had to learn to stop going and say, Manu, geez, oh whiz, what? Do we need that? Why? Well, I am Manu. This is what I do. That's what he would tell me over and over. And then I'd look over at Tim or Tony, and they would just shrug their shoulders, and we'd all just move on. But the way the team was set up, we all needed each other. And without Manu, there were no championships. There were no championships. It was not going to happen without Manu. As Tony said, his ferocity, his drive, his unbelievable will to win, his competitiveness were off the charts. But I can tell you this, in all honesty, as good a competitor as he was and how much he gave of himself, he loved it. He loved the game. He loved the competition. It was all about winning. But that was that. What he cares about more and what drives his life are those 4 people right there. That's where his heart is. And that's what makes him so special, both on and off the court. He understands priorities. He was one of the greatest teammates anybody could ever have. As was stated, his curiosity. He comes in and he wants to talk about politics. He wants to talk about religion, about black holes in space, everything. And that's not an exaggeration. A special, special guy. The last thing I'm going to say is, and it's been said, but it was probably the most important thing that we did in our franchise over this whole span is when Manu Ginobili agreed, grudgingly, to come off the bench. It's, you know, it sounds like a small thing, but it made us so much deeper, so much more powerful and dangerous. And I can tell you, he didn't like it. He didn't like me. He didn't want to do it until he thought about it. And lucky for me and our team, he's highly intelligent and understood the big picture and what it would mean, and he did it. And so he's going to go into Hall of Fame coming off the bench. Manu, I love you.